So we have finished with the speakers, so I will read the final declaration of the meeting. So I will read the declaration with the main agreements of the meeting. Ministers and high officials of tourism of ALBA-TCP agreed. Culture first. Ratified the importance of culture to alleviate the consequences of the social crisis, political and economic crisis, which has been strengthened by the pandemic of the COVID-19. Second, to recognize the importance of the dialogue with the artists and link with the system of institutions to improve the community, which has diversified the context of the health context of COVID-19. To continue working with the artists, writers, and cultural promoters in the creation of new and better spaces to promote art and culture for the well-being of our citizens. The cultural works in the communities reinforces the social integration and favors the defense of the local identities and national identities. Fourth, to optimize the use of virtual platforms. Fifth, to condemn the use of social networks by the great powers and great corporations of communication and information to censor the true cultural values of our communities. And six, to confirm the potential of our cultural industries to foster cooperation and the cultural development of our countries. We propose to create alliances between our countries to expand these initiatives, which are very useful to fight the imposition of cultural patterns. Seventh, to generate communicational campaigns to guarantee the cultural projects of the community, especially in the complex scenario of the pandemic. Eighth, to adopt a schedule of meetings regarding culture. Nine, to strengthen the culture of the member countries of ALBA-TCP, establishing a joint agenda. Focus on the participation of delegations of the countries of the Alliance in the main artistic events. 10th, to carry out virtual meetings of cultural institutions of the member countries of ALBA-TCP and establishing cooperation mechanisms and to interchange experiences to coordinate the action. 11th, to strengthen articulation mechanisms of the member states with the organizations and social movements of cultural creation to develop permanent activities to defend the national identities and the cultural identities of the peoples. 12th, to support the joint work of the intellectual networks and social movements in the defense of humanity to foster an anti-imperialist thought. 13th, to put into practice a strategy of cooperation to strengthen the technological capabilities and to develop new programs for the creation and conservation of cultural content within the region. 14th, reactivate the prizes of ALBA-TCP in all the artistic disciplines to recognize the work of artists of the region and to guarantee the interchange of experiences. 15th, to create programs of interchange in the cultural area to develop under the complementary principles equilibrium, equality, and equity principles, working groups that use the experiences and the knowledge of each people. 16th, to develop a museum network of ALBA-TCP to interchange experiences, to preserve the memory of the popular cultures, and to foster new systems of economy in the geographical area of the member countries. 17th, to foster editorial plans and to promote its visibility and presence in the activity agendas of the region. 18th, to determine the challenges of the social networks in the context of the cultural battle and to generate creation systems to promote the values of the regional identity and the cultural diversity of the peoples of the alliance. 19th, to reject the application of coercive measures, unilateral measures that violate international law, and to denounce its impact that prevent the enjoyment of the cultural rights of our people. 20th, to advance in the consolidation of strategies of information which are rooted in the historical process of our peoples, strengthening communication, alternative inclusive communication, to express the support for the situation regarding the Amazon dominion, which has affected the cultural inheritance of each of the 8 Amazon countries of the region. 22nd, to ratify the commitment of the 23rd meeting of the ministers of Cuba carried out in Havana, Cuba, focused on the regional leadership for the prevention and the fight against the illegal traffic of the cultural rights. 23rd, to strengthen coordination between the ALBA houses for the commitment of the agreements adopted in this meeting. Regarding tourism, 24th, to strengthen cooperation in the touristical sector as expression of solidarity with the aim of fostering new programs and bilateral projects and the cooperation for the development, taking into consideration priorities and the possibilities of our countries. 25th, to design strategies based on the experience of projects previously promoted by the member states to include the training, security in tourism, promotion, events and touristic fairs, taking into consideration the new normality. 26, to work jointly in the reactivation of the touristical sector and specific actions for the benefit of our peoples. 27th, to ratify our commitment with the development of sustainable tourism '28th, to thank the support of all ALBA-TCP nations in the fight to end the blockade of the United States against Cuba that affects the development of tourism in representing more than $1 billion every year. 29th, to take the touristic sector as one of the main engines for the development of our economies, as it is a structural factor in the development of the peoples. 30th, to coordinate the participation of the member countries of ALBA-TCP in activities of promotion and the touristic position of the region as effective actions and joint cooperation between our nations. 31st, to foster cooperation between the airspace and aeronautic authorities of our countries to strengthen the airspaces of our regions. 32nd, to advance in the coordination between the national authorities of tourism for the development of touristical programs as a tool for the promotion of the main destinies of our nations in third markets. 33rd, to contribute with the formation and training for the sustainable development of the sector, as it is the engine of the restoration of the economy and to improve the quality of the sector. 34th, to interchange information regarding better practice regarding the plans and the strategies implemented by our touristic officials. 35th, to foster actions for the biosecurity measures in order to normalize the touristic sector in the region. 36, to advance in the creation of a 2-year plan to improve the touristic sector in the member countries of the Alliance, also establishing the necessary strategies for the development of our peoples. 37th, to promote a touristic path of the creators and the liberators. 38th, to interchange experiences on the presentation of touristic services during the technical formation, and to finish 39th, to share experiences on the touristical sector regarding security, climate events, and biosecurity. Caracas, August the 30th, 2021. Please, can we vote on the final declaration? Please, those who agree, make a sign. Raise your hand. Thank you very much. Congratulations for all of you.
We've been watching live the joint meeting of Ministers of Culture and Tourism of the Bolivarian Alliance for the Peoples of Our America People's Trade Treaty. The aim of the meeting, as was outlined by those participating, was to discuss initiatives to face together common challenges in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic and in the face of the threats posed to national and regional cultural identities by hegemonic commercial Western entertainment culture. Ministers outlined proposals for sustainable tourism, respectful of local cultures, in order to rebuild following the pandemic. We will continue to provide you with the latest on these and other blocks and initiatives working towards greater regional unity. For teleSUR English, I'm Katrina Goss, and thank you for watching.